Hey Rick, how are you? How is the weather in Los Angeles?
Uh, it gets it's got kind of chilly by the time I took Edie out for her second walk. It was kind of like almost getting dark, and it was windy and I don't know. It's not cold compared to there, but it was probably 60 or something.
Yeah, you mean 60 Fahrenheit?
Yeah,
Yeah, today is 16 Celsius here, so I have no idea what, how
yeah.
many
We have to get
Fahrenheit.
we
But
have
it's better than in January. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Rick. I we played a tour last September in 2022. Me, you, Eric Trufas, French trumpet player, and Paolo Raineri, Italian trumpet player. And we ended up concerts with piece. I must say piece because I cannot say song, as your
Right,
teacher
right.
told you. uh, Fearless. You made this song and you made this piece, and John Hassell used it on his album which was released in 2020,
The last one, yeah,
Seeing Through Sound, Pentimento Volume 2. Rick,
yeah,
can you tell me the story behind this piece?
yeah. Uh, um, I I was practicing. A lot of times when I'm practicing, not so much saxophone, but when I'm practicing guitar, I might have something movie in the background or something. And there was a really terrible low budget black and white movie made in 1961 called Bloodlust. And maybe I had this other thing back then. I have a lot of streaming platforms, and one of them is called uh well, anyway, it just has all these old movies, and it only costs like $4 a month, but it's pretty great. It has a lot of stuff that I like that you couldn't find anywhere else, like the Gamma People, stuff like that. Anyway, so as I was watching this film, I heard this music and I liked it because not only did I like the music and the underscore, but the scene was taking place in a room where there were a bunch of aquariums, like fish tank aquariums, that had this bubbly, watery sound,
Yeah.
which is actually the first thing John noticed about it. See, he came over the next day for rehearsal and I was still fooling around with it. So he heard it and he goes, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, it's this here." So let me show you here. I've got it queued up. So this is the film Bloodlust, 1961, black and white, shot in Florida. Okay, here it is. Oh wait, yeah, we're good. Okay, right there. That's where it
Yeah.
starts. It's got that high. Okay, then it goes on to some, then it changes right there. But the
Yeah,
part I
this is the beginning of the first sound which we can hear in the song, in the
yeah,
piece,
so yeah,
Fearless.
I looped just that one. I looped that one. I recorded it, but then I looped this much.
Yeah, aquarium bubbles.
Wait a second. That's that D, that high. It's in C. It's kind of a C minor. I mean, what you're hearing, it's this. It's G to F sharp to G over, but it's got this that D screaming through the top.
Yeah.
Maybe it's maybe it's is it the C? I can't that high note. Do you hear that really high? I think it's D.
Yeah.
part that you hear though is this right here.
I don't have guitar in standard tuning here.
G F sharp G. You hear
Yeah,
the
the guitar is
bubbles?
not in standard tuning. Yeah, I hear. Yeah, I
You
love
hear
this.
all this?
I didn't know this sound are bubbles from aquarium. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, if you watch the scene again. Maybe you can see. Let me go back to the beginning and put this back in record. Okay, let me crank it up. They go through a door right there.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Hang on. Oh, man. Now I'm really lost. It's terrible film. But for some reason that little music caught my ear. So I recorded it. Then I made that loop. And then the rest of it, let me mute this thing and let me and then I just started adding little elements to it. There are 6 elements counting that one. So there are 5 more. I'll
Yeah.
play.
Can you play? Can you show me all these elements? I think
Yeah.
there was a saxophone. Low.
No, there's my contralto clarinet, which is
Okay.
it's actually covered with my robe right now. But here it is. I can't.
Yeah, I see something. Yeah.
You see it? This big, huge thing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the bass note sound in
Yeah,
this.
that's the contralto clarinet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on. I think that's on. Let's see if it's on 3. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's actually playing a 5th.
This is
So
very deep note.
yeah, I must have overdubbed it or harmonized it. Okay, so yeah, isn't it? Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it plays low. It plays the lowest. G, is it either A flat or G flat on the piano? Uh, okay, so the parts are very simple except for the one that's kind of the rhythm. But like here's the second part. It's just this. That's it.
Wow.
I'll show it to you. Wait, I wish I could turn the camera around. Why can't I do that?
But
You know?
I hear it. Yeah, it's okay. So okay, we have aquarium, we have alto clarinet, and we have this third.
Okay, so then there are 2 different string parts. One is, I call it straight, and then there was a bent one, which I made in redrum in Reason. You can put a sample in, and then you can bend it up or down,
Yeah.
and you can change the speed. Okay, so here's that's the bent one, obviously. And here's the unbent one.
This is fourth element.
So yeah, that was 4. Let me play those 4 together. Now here they are with the original piece that I stole from the soundtrack of the crappy old film. So the last the sixth part is this beat, which says it says timeout beat, and I don't remember what that means anymore because I would have done this in about 2014, I guess, or 2013 maybe. I'm not sure, but that maybe like 10 years ago. Anyway, so I had done it the night before rehearsal, so I was fooling around with it. My studio doors open. John walks in and he goes, "What's that?" He says, "Oh, I like it." So we ended up, yeah, playing it live, and we also played it on the radio live here at the local radio station, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah, aquarium,
Okay,
alto clarinet. We have this
okay,
up, this just little.
yeah, what,
We have bending strings,
yeah,
unbending strings,
yeah,
and
and
beat.
beat, yeah, yeah.
So there are six elements on the
That's right.
album. On the album, I can hear also kalimba, but
Well, now
probably
look, the album, that's a live performance where
okay.
I wasn't even there. I just gave John the six elements. There's six pieces of audio, and I told him the tempo it needed to be played in. So that's all you need. You just drop them in Ableton. It's at 77 BPM, and everything starts at the beginning, and they loop, right? They all loop. So like the main the main thing, this one is that's 8 bars long. I guess maybe they all are. Let's see. Yeah, I think they all are. Yeah,
Eight
eight
bar
bars.
long.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because, well, actually, the beat is only 4 bars, but it repeats. So, yeah. So anyway, all together, then they here. I'll bring them in one at a time.
Yeah, an album is from 2020. I think you
Yeah.
played. Yeah, I think you played last concert with John. It was 2017 or 15.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, I don't remember when exactly I made this piece, which was called Bloodlust because that was the name of the film. But then John renamed. We started to play it. We played it on the radio. We played it on some concerts, and then John had all the parts because, as I say, the track that's on the last record, the first track of the last record, that is a live performance in. I'd
Wow.
have to look it up, but I'm not even there. So Jan Bang, is there, and to tell you the truth, I don't even know who all was there because I wasn't there.
Okay, because I thought that in 2020 John didn't play trumpet. Am I
No,
right?
that's right. This was a live performance from like 2014 or 13 or something.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you played the last concert with John Hassell in 2015 or
May
27?
of May of 2015. That was the last concert he ever played. Yeah, in London.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, this thing, like I said, I don't remember. I mean, it could be even older than more than 10 years ago, right?
yeah.
But the point was he had all the parts, and so I don't know who, I can't remember. I'd have to look at the record to know. Maybe it doesn't even have the personnel on it. I don't have the vinyl. I have the.
Yeah, I can leave the names in description under the video. But Rick, tell me, when did you met John Hassell? I mean, the first time in your life, and how your collaboration started with him.
Well, yeah, we talked about it last time. I met him in 1997 um, at Ocean Way Recording Studios in Hollywood because I was working on a film score with Ry Cooder for Wim Wenders, a film called The End of Violence, and Ry and I were there every day for a couple of months. Him and me, Wim Wenders, and Alan Sides, the recording engineer, and the second engineer. I don't remember who that was now, but John would bring in different people, and one of the people he brought in was John, and so he wasn't, he wasn't there a lot, but I met him that first time he came in. I think it was at night, and like I said, I have video tape
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I haven't seen it. That camera got broken, but I'll have to get something to play it on or take it somewhere where I can get it, digitize, put it into a file. Yeah, it'd be great to see that. It was gas. Howie B was there too. Howie B was a pretty famous DJ from London back in 1997, I guess. I don't know where Ryan knew him from. Probably his son's friend, Sonny Levine. Rye's son Joaquin was also working on this movie, In and Out, with his friend Sonny, and they had they had an Akai MPC whatever, and we were using the mutator. Rye got me a mutator made by Mutronics in London. Those are highly sought after. I got the MIDI one too, which is pretty great. It's a stereo kind of filter thing, envelope follower. Anyway, yeah, so that's when I met John, and that was kind of it. And then he called me. He called me in 1998 asking if I wanted to play on his. Well, I don't know if he called me or if Ry Cooder called me but John was doing an all acoustic record up in Santa Barbara and asked if I'd like to do it. And of course I said yes. And
Yeah, you are
so
Astinoma, am I right?
that's Helmet, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first record. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jackie Terrason, the piano player on that, he was another guy that Ry had brought out to play on the Wim Wenders film. Yeah.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
the last concert was in 2015.
Yeah.
Why it was the last concert?
Well, John had been having health problems for a few years already before 2015. You know, he had a couple of different things, cancer things. He had at one point he had this. It's called Bell's palsy, where one side of his face kind of I don't know what happens, but it kind of just all the muscles droop.
Uh,
So
it's
he
if
could,
you have stroke, I think.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't remember when that one was, but maybe that was after 2015. But he had, he was having different health problems. So what happened was we played in Copenhagen, then we played in London, and then we were in Hamburg, and we were at the sound check, and we are all set up. And but John all of a sudden just right away got sick, and we had to leave immediately. And he actually, by the time we got back to the hotel, he couldn't walk. I mean, we called the EMTs and had him taken to the hospital,
Hmm.
which is where he stayed until you know that was on a Saturdays, or yeah, because I had to leave on Sunday morning, and so we didn't play the show, and John was in the hospital. Yeah, it was a whole big thing.
So all his records after 2015, I have Apple Music here. I have something like listening to pictures, John Hassell, Pentimento Wall. Dot.
Oh, there's two of them: Pentimento Volume One and Pentimento Volume Two. Yeah, those were both made. They were all done pretty much here in my studio, and they John couldn't play at that point much, but I had started recording all of our rehearsals in multi-track in maybe 2013 or 20. I had a lot of solo John. I do. I have tons of material, and a lot of it just solo. His tracks solo. So we were able to take trumpet parts from somewhere else and put them here, and we were the whole concept of those last two records anyway, and it
Yeah.
wasn't new. This wasn't really a new thing. John, I mean, I've always liked, ever since Charles Ives in 1905, when he was a kid and his dad took him to the 4th of July parade, where, back in New England, and he heard marching bands coming, one from one side of town, one from the other, and they converge. What he liked was, these two different bands playing different pieces, different tempos, different keys, and the sound that made. Well, that's
Wow.
kind of what we were doing, John, the idea, like we did the only time I played in the US with John was once here in LA in Silver Lake, and he didn't even take his horn. It was me, him, and John Von Segern, and well, I had my guitar, but we each had our laptop, and it was sort of like laptop jam, and we could just play different stuff, and whatever happened. So that's kind of what those records were like, it was just putting different stuff that we liked and putting this with that and this with that and not trying to sync it up,
Yeah.
and
This is
forward.
what is really unique in this music. And I
Yeah.
think did you explain to me, did you showed me all these elements, because that's how I hear this music, that the rhythm
Yeah.
connects, the beat connects everything together, but before beat comes, like in the song The
Well,
Last Night.
this song, I mean, this song's kind of different because it's pretty
Yeah,
specific. But
tell
I
it to
mean,
me from the
yeah, but
beginning.
the performance is not like this. The performance is better than this because this is just this repeating thing. But yeah, the performance, like Jan Bang does some really nice stuff on it. I'm trying to think of where I have it. I could show you for another time. I'll show you Ableton sessions where that we used to make pieces on those last two records, and I can show you all the individual things
Yeah, yeah,
that
it will be
on.
great.
Yeah, yeah, I have all that. Like I said, that was all done here. So uh, anyway, let me bring them in one at a time. I'll start with the thing from the film. And then here's the little. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
here's this bent violin. No, that's the contralto clarinet.
yeah.
Here's the bent strings. Here's regular strings. And here's the beat.
Yeah, it connects everything together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm realizing now is you didn't use, I mean, from 1999 when you played with John Hassell until the last collaboration with him, you never used the full drum set, like kick, bass drum, kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat. There are still some electronic elements or some
Yeah.
process.
No. We did some concerts with a guy named Steve Shahan, who's a percussionist.
Okay.
Really good. You worked with Paul Simon a lot, and we did. I
Yeah,
think.
because I'm just thinking that there is not so much, I can't hear often in John Hassell's music real drummer grooving
No,
guy.
there
That's
isn't.
still
There
beat,
isn't.
but
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. That's right. I found some crazy stuff. I don't. I put a couple things in that Dropbox folder. One of them, I should just
I
play
mean,
it for you.
Dropbox folder which you sent me this morning for me and Arve Henriksen.
Yeah, let me just play this one
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so
Yeah, Rick, we have 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Then I need to upgrade Zoom. Maybe I need to upgrade it, but I don't know how to do it now. I'm recording this video.
um, damn. Let me just run through this real quick. Nope. Oh shit. Hang on. Nope. No, it's not. It's not that. Here it is. Here it is. This is something that John at some point recorded fast rewind on a CD player. So it's like, and then I had gotten this piece of software made by Earcam Labs called TS, And so I took it and slowed it down so where you could hear the little blocks of sound, you know, little separate blocks. And so that's what the the on off sound is. And then John is playing a keyboard harmonized over that. You know, I'll play it again, and
Sounds very modern,
I
very.
can needle drop. Yeah, it was a sound. I have a bunch of these in my original iPad. So yeah, because I'm probably well, I could show it to you, but some other time. It's in this thing called Sampler, which is an app for iOS iPads, not for the phone.
You
And
showed me. You showed me when I was in your house. It's very good tool.
yeah, there's no E in it. So if anybody looks for it, it's Sampler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great app. It's still one of the first ones I got and one of the best ones I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah. So next time we can have a Zoom call and we can go through your Ableton session. Do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, you mean like find one of the pieces that was used on one of the last records?
Yeah, as you mentioned before, a few minutes before, that you can show
Yeah,
me your Ableton, and yeah, it's unbelievable that maybe it's hard to find two persons who use this Ableton the same way. I mean, all effects, and when I play with Paolo Raineri, I still watching his Ableton, and just what is there? I have completely different setup than him, you know.
right. I've never, you know what? I don't know that I've ever really watched anybody else.
John,
Yeah.
did you watch John's
Well,
Ableton?
John didn't. I mean, he learned from me, so but
Yeah.
he didn't go that far, you know. But by the end, he was changing stuff at home, you know. I mean, we would work here, and then he knew enough to be able to like drag this piece of audio into like in the clip view, you know, or whatever. I mean, he was very basic. He didn't really use lots of effects or plugins or anything,
Yeah.
but he could you know, he could change the mix, you know. So it got very complicated toward the end, and then finding a guy to master it was also very complicated. I don't know how many guys he went through. These guys, I don't know, somebody in Iceland, somebody in
Yeah.
Sweden, somebody wherever, you know. I don't know, but
Yeah. Okay, Rick.
all right,
We have to end the call because we have couple of seconds, and it will just turn off. So
okay,
thank you, and I will call you back later. Thank you, and good night
all
there.
right, okay,
Ciao, Rick. Ciao,
bye
ciao.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Ciao.